What's your go-to karaoke song?
I hear Feeling Good by Nina Simone.
Okay.
New day, new dawn, new life. It's very
And
nice.
I was thinking you would say Hanuman Chalisa because there are so many.
वो तो बजता ही रहता है दिमाग. I can't help it.
Okay. What's the weirdest food combination you've ever tried and liked?
Just tried actually, and it was not bad.
Okay.
I never thought I'd try, but it was avocado and a chocolate. So I think
Okay.
very nutritious.
Okay. Okay. Let it sink. Okay. Please.
So I was thinking whether I really want to try this, but then I did try because I like to try new things. I think it's not bad. I'll tell people to try.
Okay. If you could switch lives with any celebrity for a day, who would it be?
Oh, it has to be only and only and only Oprah Winfrey.
Okay, I thought you'd take my name.
Yep. आप बहुत काम करते हो. मैं आप जैसा काम नहीं कर सकती.
Okay. खुद से प्यार करना मेंटल हेल्थ की पहली सीढ़ी है. Hello and welcome to Rashi Foundation podcast. Super excited to share. We have Dr. Shivani Khetan with us today. She is a clinical hypnotherapist, mental wellness coach, and a speaker. 600 plus clients लोगों से बहुत बात करते हैं, आर्टिस्ट भी हैं, एक्सप्रेसिव आर्ट थेरेपी के थ्रू भी पेशेंट्स को, क्लाइंट्स को, लोगों को ट्रीट करते हैं, वर्कशॉप्स करते हैं. शी इज़ अ ताई ची एक्सपर्ट एंड आई थिंक बाकी तो द लिस्ट कैन गो ऑन विद हर. डॉक्टर साहब आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है.
Thank you, Rashi, and thank you so much for having me on your platform. I'm super excited to be here. Thank you so much.
Okay, so Dr. Shivani, to start with, I would want you to share about yourself and all these so many different kinds of, mental wellness techniques, tricks, tools you are using to help people.
So I'm a clinical hypnotherapist, and the reason I'm a clinical hypnotherapist because I believe the life that we live, हमें empowered और एक freedom के साथ जीना चाहिए. So जो clients हमारे पास आते हैं, the best we try to do with them is how can we empower them and how can we rewire their brain, and also how can they leave the limiting beliefs that they are living with and change the pattern of their thoughts. So there are different things that I like to do because I like to push myself into a boundary where I'm not in a comfort zone, and that is why the different things like Tai Chi or music or expressive art, that helps me to connect with my own self. Because see, brain जो है हमारा, जो subconscious brain है, which is a 95% of your brain, उसको pleasure अच्छा लगता है, उसको comfort अच्छा लगता है. So I'm always pushing that limit and making that uncomfort feeling into a comfort feeling, and that's how I'm learning new areas of things, and that's how I'm able to have so many different things in my bag for the client, because we don't know what are you going to use with the other client. Your journey is different, my journey is different, the other person's journey is different. So we have to have tools, otherwise it will be very stagnant, so that's why so many things, to push myself into an area which is I don't know, and then I know, and then again go into a different zone.
Wonderful, beautifully explained, an area you don't know and still you know. So adding to this, I would like to ask you, what are the basic principles of clinical hypnotherapy and also expressive arts therapy? Over to you.
So very simple line hai. The clinical hypnotherapy is all about, it's a feeling brain, right? So जैसा आप महसूस करेंगे वैसे ही आपकी बॉडी आपको स्टार्ट हो जाएगी. जैसे कि if I had a thought that I have fever, suddenly I will see that my body is also getting into that zone, correct? So in clinical hypnotherapy, whatever patterns or behavior, जो भी आपको प्रॉब्लम दे रहे हैं लाइफ में, जो आपको लिमिट कर रहे हैं फॉर योर टू लर्न एंड लिव अ लाइफ ऑफ फुल पोटेंशियल, हम उसको आपको ट्रांस में लेके जाके फर्स्ट वी वर्क विद यू. व्हाट इज इट दैट यू वांट टू, व्हाट इज द लिमिटिंग बिलीफ दैट यू वांट टू चेंज, and why is it there, and where is it coming from? Because if you don't know where is it coming from, then it's not going to change. So the feeling has to change. तो वहाँ ट्रांस में जाके हम आपको रिकॉर्डिंग कर देते हैं, एंड दैट्स हाउ इट इज़. नाउ इन ट्रांस यू कैन बी एट एनी टाइम ऑफ योर लाइफ. आई ऑलवेज से, आप जैसे कि आप पॉडकास्ट करते हैं एंड यू आर सो पैशनेट अबाउट योर वर्क दैट 3 hours 4 hours 5 hours आपने खाना भी नहीं खाया एंड यू आर इनटू योर वर्क. दैट्स काइंड ऑफ लिविंग इन ट्रांस. यू आर enjoying your work. It's not work for you. So that's what we take you. We take you to that point where subconscious mind is not understanding any conscious what you're saying. No, you can't do it. So उस point पे जाके हम आपको recording कर देते हैं जो भी आप belief अपना change करना चाहते हैं और जो आपने consciously उसको agree किया है. So there is no controlling. We can't control you. We are only doing what you did कि we will do this. That's it. We can't ask you things which we are not supposed to ask you. I am talking about the clinical work right now. We are not talking about stage hypnosis or past life regression. Only the clinical work of understanding how you can change a behavior. Yes, people are using past life also in mental health, but that's a different aspect of that life and work. Comes expressive art. Expressive art पे बहुत कुछ आता है, like music, storytelling, movement, art. So you don't have to be good at art to do this. So it's a non-verbal. Like I'm talking to a new client and we were working with them. First it did not work out, then it came back. So the non-verbal things that he was not able to speak, they came out in the art. And it gave him a feeling of, oh, this is what I'm feeling. Even if you're feeling fear, you're not understanding I'm feeling fear. But when I gave him a task and he did it on the paper with crayons and sketch pens, that's what I use for expressive art. Rest, storytelling, music, that's something that's a part of it, and we eventually use it in our sessions. So expressive art to fix your limiting beliefs, and you can touch those beliefs, but you can't change them.
Yeah.
You can change them in clinical hypnotherapy. So when I was able to understand this thought that I am not able to work beyond a limit with my clients in expressive art, that's why I further went into clinical hypnotherapy so that we can help them to change that behavior. So though they both are like, one to one, but it's step by step.
So, there is a lot of taboo about these subjects. Honestly, लोगों को लगता है कि hypnotherapy करा रहे हैं तो कुछ problem होगी. मुझे ऐसा लगता है there is a great takeaway in what she just said. Many times you would like to change your belief. Many times you would want to change your behavior. So there's no harm in talking to a hypnotherapist, that to a clinical one, and then of course building that behavior to a better stage. Then we have expressive arts. I think she's explained it beautifully.
Yeah.
Dr. Saab, tell us about some therapies, some success stories. I also know that you work with people going through dementia.
Yes.
The founder of Mudita is also, you've treated her so well. So tell us about all those different stories.
So there are many stories, but like you said, dementia. So my mother, who's the ambassador for Mudita, and the immense change I have seen in her with drawing, especially we know she went through an illness, and now that we see her walking, smiling, dancing, I mean, she has her own page. There's a big change how expressive art can help, especially for someone who had no words. She was not someone who was very educated. She was not someone who was very vocal about things. So आर्ट ने उनको बहुत फीलिंग्स को उनके निकालने के लिए हेल्प किया. So that is how powerful this work is. And in my expressive art work, I remember, if I have to tell you a story of, which is the successful story of my starting days, I used to work for an NGO. At that time, we couldn't tell people to come and work for us. So I ended up going to an NGO because I needed my credit hours. And there was a bunch of students they gave me. They had academic and a behavior situation. So I said, okay, I'll work with them, and that doesn't matter. I'll try to give my best. They were from 8th to 10th class. It was a mixed bunch.
Okay.
And I remember I worked with them for 2-3 months. And there was a time then I had to say goodbyes to them and everything. And I can tell you, as someone who was working, it's yes, I do see a lot of changes in the child, but those children had a thank you gratitude for me, saying that we are grateful that you came in our life. And that I hear a lot, because people are not able to express or even understand what is happening to them. It is when after a period they realize, oh, I was here and I have shifted from here to here. So it's a very slow process. It's a very gradual process. I can't tell you it will take 4 sessions. How can I change you in 4 sessions? No. You can't limit it to a time. You have to understand, as you go to a gym, as you go to a nutritionist, you are going because you have that pattern of eating. You have that pattern of not going to a gym. Same way is your mental health. So even if I'm going once in a month or once in a week to a person who can help me out with my situations or listen to me, or even just have a broad perspective to what others think, I think that's a great way to invest your time. So let's not put it like, oh, I went to a therapist, oh, I went to a coach. Yes, I went because I wanted to even hear myself. There are times when you don't hear yourself, you only hear yourself, the limiting beliefs. So the success can only come in if I practice and I am going all the time and telling myself, no, this is where I want to be. So if there are people who can help me out, I'm going out to get that help. And it is absolutely okay to go to a gym. It is absolutely okay to go to a nutritionist. So it is absolutely okay to go to a psychologist or a therapist or a coach if I require. That's something I owe to myself.
I think you've explained it beautifully. But I see a lot of youngsters these days, college students, even professionals, working professionals. They can't convince their parents if they are on a lookout for a therapist.
Yeah.
So instant as a parent, यहाँ से ये एक thought आता है कि तेरे को थेरेपी की क्या ज़रूरत है?
True.
Because parents think that हम सबसे बड़े psychologist हैं, which is not true. You have your own shortcomings. And if your teenage child or if your working professional son or a daughter needs to go to a therapist, please, please, please help them.
True.
Do not ignore their saying that they need a therapist.
Yeah.
It's not that a big word, honestly. So coming to my question on this, for teenagers, we start young, okay, and go up to working professionals, because people of our age are still better, I think, if you talk about mental health, because we've had a different kind of a lifestyle. What are some tips to have and maintain a very good mental health? Some wellness tips to the youngsters, because I think it's getting worse day by day. So I want you to share daily routine tips, some healthy tips. What is the reason that people are just going towards a bad mental wellness space? Let's say.
So I think to start with, early morning when you get up, try not having your phone scrolling for at least 15-20 minutes, because you've just got up. And if you do that, then it's going to, it's like having 1,000 people in your room,
Yeah.
So it's like, everyone is flooding into your space.
Yeah.
So I think that's something to start with. And that's something I also practice. I try to do that. The second thing I think you can do is have some mindfulness, which means just have your cup of tea or coffee or just water, whatever you have. Just sit with yourself and see, okay, so today, what am I going to do today and how am I feeling? Understand what are you feeling, because sometimes we get up, some dream you saw, something you saw, and you don't know, for no reason you're feeling uneasy or you're feeling, what is this happening to me? So try to be with yourself, and then you can close your eyes if you want to. You can take a deep breath, even if you don't want to go into any chanting or anything. I would say just go by your breath. See, anything happens to you, any emotion which triggers, which is a disgust or an anger, it's your breath that goes up and down, right? So the best way to, for anything that happens to you, you can just sit down and just be and see, okay, I'm going to count till 11 and I'm going to see my breathing. So breathe in, breathe out. So when I'm breathing out, I'm releasing all that is not working for me. So that's a second that you can do. The third that I do, I have been doing it for years and years. One of my mentor, long time back, told me was, that's called shower meditation, and you're releasing all what is not required. So when you are showering, you say, okay, all that not required is going down the drain, and I am being filled myself today with unconditional love. That's another one. So these are all easy takes that you can do. And the fourth one I say is, please take care of the food that you eat. Very, very important. Am I eating a protein? How am I eating? Am I eating a lot of carbs? Am I just binge eating? What am I doing? So don't have so much of timings, that I'm going to skip my lunch today and I'm going to have this today. Have a proper kind of a food for yourself, so that, see, your body is going to work as you are eating. So I'm going to be lazy if I'm eating the junk food. I'm going to be feeling not good if I'm not eating right. So see, what kind of a food am I eating? Am I eating a proper nutritious protein diet? Is it helping me? And I'm able to be feeling refreshed. That's the way. And how much water am I taking? The sunlight, the nature. Go and just leave your phone for some times. Even if you're working in a corporate or something, leave your phone for 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Take a stroll, come back. So these are things that you can do in the whole day. Move your body. जब भी लगे कि I'm feeling lethargic or I don't know what's happening to me, have a glass of water or a sip of water. Take a break. Space change करिए. Energy change हो जाएगी. Even if you're sitting at one point very longer time, you will see your energy has stagnated. So try moving from one place to other. So these are small things, Hear a music. It definitely lifts you up. The music has a great power to heal and to lift you. So what kind of music am I learning? Or what kind of a music am I singing? Or if I'm not singing, listening. That's a great way to lift yourself. So these are small tips which I always say, crayons रख लीजिए पास में, कुछ sketch pens रख लीजिए, एक small affirmation ही बनाइए, I am feeling energetic today. And the moment you say that affirmation, you will see things are changing for you. I am strong today. So आपका जो भी desk है, every day take 2 minutes to make that scribble for yourself. And it will make you so happy, because the moment you touch the crayons, it takes you to your childhood. So wo inner child, how many times in the day was I able to touch my inner child? And that's the key to do whatever you want to do. So am I doing my affirmations, or am I all the time doing my negative limiting belief and not living to the full potential I can? So it's like a break. Take a break. See, step back. क्या हो रहा है? ओके, कहाँ ठीक करना है, चेंज इट. तो जहाँ सोच लिया, जहाँ चेंज कर लिया, वहीं से नया शुरू हो जाएगा.
I absolutely love this, meet your inner child every day. I think make it a point to do that.
Yes.
Okay, coming to traumas. Now, there are variety of traumas, Maybe you met with an accident. There are some physical traumas and there are some mental traumas, domestic violence, losing your loved ones. How does clinical hypnotherapy let you relieve that pain?
So it's a slow process, and you will have to invest at least 18 to 20 sessions with the person who's going to be working with you. And they will start from, like someone like me will start to explore first, what is it that you're feeling right now, and then go back, are you in that safe space, because that trust has to be there. Because things like trauma or anything, you just can't be open about. So many people, they don't even know that they are in that. A lot of people who are depressed, they don't even know that they're depressed. So to answer you in a very in a specific way, in a short way, is that it's a process, and it takes time, through expressive art, through mind theories, through, because clinical hypnotherapy will come in the end. Because first you have to come to a space which you feel, this is a free space, this is a space which is giving me lot of safety, and then you open up. And when you open up, that is one way of doing it. The other way to do is Louise Hay works 2-day workshops. Like I'm also an international certified coach for that. So there are a lot of people who are doing that. Sometimes I tell people to go through that 2-day workshop, because then whatever had to be released is released, and then you know where is the point I can start from. So because I've done both the work, so we know how much powerful that work is, and then whatever is the residue, we can start working on that. So it's a very step by step thing, you know. And also I believe a lot in the frequency of sound. So we do give at the closure some sound frequency to the whole body, and that's how slowly the trauma is first dealt with. Then you can understand how it is taking away your present, and eventually it fades away.
So you are the founder of Mudita, and you've made Mudita beautiful in Noida. I want you to tell to the world about that place. Its place is a small word, I think. So it's like a beautiful heaven that you've made for many people. What are the different services you're offering at Mudita, and why did it happen? Let's hear.
Yes, so Mudita is a Sanskrit word, and it says, I am happy in your happiness. You know, so there's no English word for this. We have empathy, we have compassion, we have मैं खुश हूँ आप खुश हो, but it is like I am happy in your happiness. So this is my mother's ideology. All my life I have seen her like that, and that was the reason we started, because I thought the seniors were only hooked on to their televisions, and people who nurtured us at one point of time, now they think they are not even required in you know, in the today's present modern world. So Mudita was open for that in Noida, and we are trying to have seniors come in and spend at least twice in a week in that place. It's a small place. It's my office where I work from, online and offline. And so my mother, so we have asked my mother to give us a room in that house of hers. So that's where the Mudita is working from now. But we are in the process of finding a new place so that we can have a better space for seniors to come in, spend some time. And that's something I'm really working on in future, where they can just walk in, they feel happy, there's a safe space, and there's activities going on, whether it is painting, whether it is singing, whether it is movement. We do Tai Chi, we do Qigong. So everything was decided for the seniors in mind. And that's why that place is beautiful, because I think it's like a temple for me. We enter and we are like, we are in temple. The place is zen. And sometimes people say it's your energy, that's why we feel it. But I think it's my mother's energy. And the way that place is, I absolutely am, when I enter the place, it has music, because they have Alexa. So all the time you come to that place, the music is on. So as a child, my father, you know, he always had music in the house. I used to leave the house, the music was there. I used to enter my house, the music was there. Whether it was 10 o'clock in the night, I used to enter. And the morning, 8 o'clock, I was leaving home for work. Always there was music. So I think that influenced me in a long time. And today when I do expressive art, so much thank yous I send him, because at that time he was so passionate about, Shivani, come sit. मुझे बता यहाँ पे कौन सा violin use हो रहा है, कहाँ piano हो रहा है. So he was someone who was like into jazz, he was into blues, he was into Hindi, Naushad, he was into Cafe Azmi, everything and everything, Ben-Hur, Commandments. So I remember having a childhood where the father was so passionate about music, though he could hardly sing. Now my mother says he could sing. I had no idea he could sing. I don't have memories of that. He could play harmonium. And now when I'm doing all that in my life now, I feel I'm so connected to him. So Mudita is all about being in your Zen space and enjoying other person's Zen space.
And believe me, guys, I've been to that place many times, and it is something, some kind of energy that moves around in that place, and it actually helps you be a better person. Okay, so let's do your rapid fire now. So, if you could, so it's a rapid fire.
Rapid fire.
Okay. So, if you could have dinner with any fictional character, who would it be and why?
It would be Sherlock Holmes. As a child, I was very intrigued, and I was like in awe of him. Has to be Sherlock Holmes, yes.
Okay. What's your go-to karaoke song?
Every day, I hear Feeling Good by Nina Simone.
Okay.
New day, new dawn, new life. Okay. So, जब भी मुझे लगता है, oh God, what's happening? I just put that song again, and I can just feel so uplifted. It's very nice.
I was thinking you would say Hanuman Chalisa because there are so many.
वो तो बजता ही रहता है दिमाग. I can't help it.
Okay, if you could instantly master any skill, what would it be?
It will be, sitar. I so wish. अभी मैं यूकेलेले बजाने की कोशिश कर रही हूँ, बज नहीं रहा है मुझसे. But sitar
is अच्छा बजाते हैं यूकेलेले यार. Come on, I've heard you playing. Okay.
Yes.
So,
but okay. Sitar, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Cats or dogs, and why?
Dogs.
Why?
I think they have a capacity to give you unconditional love.
Yeah.
Like I just came in and Olive was like all over me. So he has that capacity to give you unconditional love.
Yeah.
I think they have. Yeah.
Okay. What's the weirdest food combination you've ever tried and liked?
Just tried actually, and it was not bad.
Okay.
I never thought I'd try, but it was avocado and a chocolate. So I think very nutritious.
Okay. Okay. Let it sink. Okay. Please.
So I was thinking whether I really want to try this, but then I did try because I like to try new things. I think it was not bad. I'll tell people to try.
Okay. If you could switch lives with any celebrity for a day, who would it be?
Oh, it has to be only and only and only Oprah Winfrey.
Okay, I thought you'll take my name.
Yep. आप बहुत काम करते हो. मैं आप जैसा काम नहीं कर सकती. Okay. Oprah is like, she's in awe and you're sitting there. So I don't know what the kind of legwork you are doing she's going to do. So
okay. So what's your favorite way to spend a lazy Sunday?
Music, definitely. And sometimes I can do a marathon of Netflix. Yeah, that's my lazy Sunday. But other than that, I love to paint.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you could travel to any point in history, when and where would it be?
My favorite, and as a child, I have been really intrigued by her. It's ancient Egypt, going to the era of Cleopatra. She was larger than life, and they were so advanced. So yes, definitely the era of Cleopatra. Just to see the awe she was, I've heard so much, I've read so much. That would be amazing.
I thought so, honestly, as whatever little I know you.
Yeah.
Okay, so pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
I think bring it on, yeah, why not?
Yeah, avocado and chocolate, so I can imagine. Okay, so if you were a superhero, what would your superpower be?
Oh, that's a great one, I must say. I think the superpower would be if I could really, really let people be empowered and they could understand how great they are, and let their inside light shine. That will be the superpower I would really, really look for.
And if you could own any art of the world, what would it be?
Oh, many, because I'm an artist. So, but the one that really is in my head is right now, Van Gogh's The Night Cafe. It's a beautiful one. It's a very contrasting one, and because I know you also love coffee and cafes, so that'll be a good piece to be in my studio. Yeah.
And we do go out for a lot of coffee.
Yes.
So, these rapid fire rounds help us know the guest better and the how great their sense of humor is. So, there is some art show coming up. Tell us about it.
Yes. Okay. So the art show is a place where I thought I have not been exhibiting for a longer time. So the Art of Heart, it's in Prakriti Maidan. It's coming on 27, 28, 29 July, and a lot of artists are going to be there. So sometimes I was thinking, do I really want to be there? But then I was like, let it be a fun. So my beautiful friend and me have taken two corners of walls, and it's given uplifted me because I'm painting again. And what I have to exhibit, I have to tell you, I have not even started. So, but yes, I'm really excited about this, and thank you for asking me. Um, and I think it's a space where so many people are going to be there putting their art. And I believe because हम लोग expressive art का काम करते हैं, तो art, like my mother says, अच्छा नहीं बना. मैं कहती हूँ, art हमेशा अच्छा होता है. आप छोड़ दो अच्छा बना है खराब बना है, आप जो बनाते हो लगाइए और कॉन्फिडेंटली बोलिए हाँ जी हमने बनाया है. और कोई बोले खराब है तो कोई बात नहीं. सो ये इसलिए मैं आपसे बोल रही हूँ क्योंकि अभी मैं हाल फिलहाल में आई वाज वाचिंग एक महाभारत में शो था. तो जस्ट टू एंड ऑन अ नोट, तो कृष्णा से जो द्रौपदी होती हैं थोड़ी सी गुस्सा हो जाती है, उनसे कुछ क्वेश्चन पूछ रही होती हैं, तो वो कहते हैं मैंने आपको जवाब दे दिया. तो शी सेज पर मैं सेटिस्फाइड नहीं हूँ कृष्णा. तो देन ही लुक्स एट हर, ही सेज मेरा काम आपको जवाब देने का था, मेरा काम आपको सेटिस्फाई करने का नहीं था. सो आप अपने काम में जो भी आप कर रहे हो, you have to be believing in yourself. Even if that art is something to you, you display it. Don't let others tell you how good it is or how bad it is. You tell yourself how much capacity you have to improve if you want to improve, and how much capacity you have that okay, I want to learn more. Like I told you, I'm learning more because there are different areas where I want to, from comfort zone to the not zone area I want to go, because I'm working with so many people. I have to be like that, and it is not work for me. Like I see you so much. कहाँ कहाँ पे आप जा रहे हो, कहीं पे शूट कर रहे हो, कहीं दलदल में बैठ रहे हो, कहीं कंधे में बैठे हो. It is not something for you. It is passion for you. Yeah, it's inspiring you. It's not work. It's you. So I would say be you. उसका आर्ट अच्छा है, आपका भी बहुत बढ़िया है. आप अपने आप को देखो, कंपेयर मत करो. That's what social media is doing these days. You end up comparing yourself. In fact, use the better of social media to meet people, to know them, to see things. Why compare? So thank you so much, and I'm looking forward to this exhibition, and you have to come. Yes,
Of course, of course. And this is an open shout out to all the listeners out there. Go ahead and watch her exhibition, visit it at Pragati Maidan. Of course, we will be sharing all the details.
Right.
And what is your one message to all the communities out there? Your last question.
Like I said, the new day, new dawn, न्यू लाइफ. तो रोज़ ये आपको मौका मिलता है. आज का दिन छूट गया अगर रात को लगता है, तो अगले दिन से फिर से शुरू करिए. न्यू डे, न्यू लाइफ, न्यू डॉन. न्यू मंत्रा इज आज का दिन है. एंड ग्रैटिट्यूड, डेफिनेटली गिव ग्रैटिट्यूड टू व्हाट यू हैव. जो नहीं है उसको छोड़िए, जो है उसका शुक्र कीजिए. तो अगर आप इतना भी कर लेंगे तो मुझे लगता है कि लाइफ बहुत मीनिंगफुल हो सकती है. Thank you for having me here, and it was a pleasure.
So, अगर थेरेपिस्ट ही ब्यूटीफुल हो तो कोई हार्म नहीं है उनके पास जाने में. So by beauty I mean someone who can actually understand you. अंदर से आप उनसे, आपको वो समझ सकते हैं, आपकी प्रॉब्लम समझ सकते हैं. And of course, someone who can treat you like not a patient but just someone who's talking up. So get in touch with Dr. Shivani Khetan. Her details are available. She's available on all the social media, very active on LinkedIn. Get in touch with her. Her details are available on the podcast as well. Dr. Sahab, आपका बहुत बहुत thanks.
Thank you so much, Rashi. Thank you so much.